Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be doing a walkthrough or a full review of the 6th Gen Digital Cluster by Xstarlink. So before I begin, I want to go ahead and say thank you to Xstarlink for sponsoring this video. So the video of the installation, the small review, that is on a different video, so make sure you check it out. I'll leave it somewhere here in the top of the screen. But on this one, we're going to have a full review. We're going to check all the styles that the cluster has and all the settings that it also has. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, I was going to leave a drive sample at the end of this video, but just to keep things short, I decided to make it a different video. So for the 6th Gen Digital Cluster, as of now, there will be 3 videos. So maybe a week after this drops, I'll go ahead and drop the driving sample. It's going to be another good video. It gives you a good look of seeing how everything just runs and how it looks from a perspective of driving it. So pretty good video out there. Stay tuned. So let's just go ahead and begin. Hello guys, welcome to the full review video of the 6th Gen Digital Cluster by Xstarlink. So we're going to go through all the settings and everything it has to offer and some questions I had on my Instagram about the cluster. So this is just going to be a full review, a full video of everything. So first, whenever we turn on the car, and I'll show you the animation right now. So when you turn on the car, that's the first thing you see, and then you get to this screen. Now there's like 5 or 4 different styles that you can choose from. This is the style we have it set at right now. And as you guys can see, just seeing what's pretty much going to be repeated. So you're going to see your temperature right there for your coolant. And you're going to see how much miles you have left in your gas right here, your gas gauge, and the miles that the car originally had. So you do not need to program this cluster. It automatically gets the miles from your PCM or ECU and gets it all from there. You don't have to program anything. Then we're going to go ahead and get to this page right here where you get your voltage, you get your temperature once again, and your oil life. Now what I was told is that based on a different car, that usually works, but on the Camaros that is not the case. So they created a new menu for that. So it does work, just not right here. And they told me that in an update they're going to go ahead and take that off since it's not needed. And then right here we got another gauge, which I'm guessing is just like a coolant gauge, or I really don't know what that little icon is. Definitely not a coolant, because that's what that is. But anyway, you see this thing right here for the tire. So the tire is low. You will see it in the gauge on how low it is. It just came from out of town, so this is the only time I have to access this screen. Anyway, I do see that it says tour right there. And they told me, or they asked me, hey, does it change? And let me press the button so you can see. So there's sport, snow, ice. We're back in tour. So yes, those buttons do work. And now on this specific screen, you can see right here your RPMs. You can see what gear you're in there. If you have manual, you will see your gear right there, I believe. Don't quote me on that, however, but at least on the automatic, you can see right there those. You put it on manual mode, you see your shifts right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in parking. And now the red line, that is something that I brought to their attention, that the red line is not correct. And they pretty much told me, and every style does have a different red line. And you know, I personally wasn't a fan of that. I feel like they should have the correct red lines. But looking, every model of 6th Gen Camaros do have a different red line. So it is a little bit different than the 5th Gen. I guess there's a lot more red lines going on. So they pretty much said to accommodate everyone, every style has a different red line. So just keep that in mind. And the rest is just basic stuff. Right here you see a ZL1 Camaro that you can change the color to. And here we have the vehicle stuff. Let me go ahead and get that for you. So the trips, average speed, and miles per gallon. On this cluster, miles per gallon do work. So keep that. That's pretty sweet. Keep that in mind. Here's a little bit more. This is an HDMI. If you do have a screen, like an aftermarket screen, you can mirror that right here. so that's pretty cool as well. Your G-force gauge. So what that G-force gauge does, it pretty much just kind of measures the G-force on your car, so how tilted you are and stuff on curves. I mean, it's pretty cool to have. And this is what I'm talking about. This is your engine oil life. So it doesn't have it right there, but it has it right there. And then this is pretty much the same thing as that screen, as you guys can see. Then here comes our maps, or our Apple CarPlay on this reason, but I believe Android also works. And it, as of what I've seen, it just shows the maps. As you guys saw, it clicked on maps by itself. So on CarPlay, it looks like you can only access your maps, at least for now. And at least here that you could see, it just automatically went to maps. Here's the tire gauge stuff that I was telling you about. It's pretty low, so I'll have to put some air here in a bit. Hopefully it's nothing too bad, but at least we know that this system does work and it is measuring everything good, and we're back on that. So alright, so then we go to the extra settings. So if you do click this right here, it will give you the Apple CarPlay on full screen. Now I won't be able to show you that because it does show my house location, and I don't want you to know where I live for obvious reasons. But trust me, and I do have some video footage on it at the end of the video, so stay tuned, because you can see the full CarPlay. So let's go ahead and go down, or you know what, we can start all the way up. So here you're gonna have your trip info. So this is pretty much the trip we made since we installed it. You get your average consumption, and let me reset that. I don't know why it's not showing me there, but it is showing me on the other screen, so I'm guessing it's the same thing. They just have some menus that don't work with this car, but they added a new one. Here's information. I don't really know what this is. Okay, so you get the, oh, okay, I see. You know, this is pretty new right here. I haven't investigated this setting right here. This is pretty cool. So pretty much you set what do you want stable in that other position right here. So you can say, okay, I want the tire pressure at all times. You can have that. So the gauge information, which is where it was set at, you can have your G. So let's say you go on the track, you can see about where is your G force, miles per gallon. So pretty cool stuff. I don't know why that's in Chinese. I'm not gonna click it because I don't know what that is. So I kind of liked it where it was. So let's go ahead and go back. Like I explained that setting. Now we can go here. Here is where we're gonna see our styles, and you see a little menu with the styles. Let me go ahead and see if I can focus that better. There you go. Different styles. Like I said, your RPMs do change with those different styles. So I'll show you those here in a bit. Then you got vehicle settings. So the color of your vehicle. What color do you want? Do you want blue, red, silver, white, yellow, black? And like I said, this is a Z01 Camaro. So if you're a person that wants your own car in there, I'm not sure if you can put your own, but that would be an awesome feature that I will be talking to them about. So just kind of keep that in mind. And now it automatically goes if I don't click anything. So I guess it's good. You don't have to be going back in settings all the time. So we were there. Tire pressure learning. So that's to relearn your tire pressure if you change your sensors or something like that. Then you got like a beep volume. I'm guessing if I don't know, it has to do something, but I guess it's just beeping, and either way I don't want beeping. Service, engine oil. So like I said, that's how you get your oil life, and your filter. Now keep in mind, when you do install this cluster, most likely, and I can't prove it to you, but more likely this is false information. Till you make your first oil change, make sure you reset it, because I don't know, you know, at the end of the day, I didn't make this cluster. A lot of people seem to think I'm the one that sells this cluster and I made it, but reality, I don't. So anyway, we did service. Let's do correcting. So sometimes your G-force isn't right. Like right now I'm standing still. You can just reset it and you see the little point didn't move. So if it's wrong, it will go up or down, and I'm just standing still in the road, so that's not gonna happen. Now let's go back, correcting, and that's pretty much all for that. Here we come, the settings. A lot of people were bashing on me, hey, well, it's in Chinese. Well, actually, you have all these different languages. The famous one we're going to use here is going to be either Spanish or English. So that's really all we're going to use here. You get your units. How do you want it? Miles per hour, kilometers. So my people in Mexico, you can change it to kilometers. You can change it to Celsius, and then whatever you use for pressure, which I'm not familiar with that one. And here you got your brightnesses. How do you want it in the day? At night, it will follow the brightness you have on your car. So if you have it right here, whatever you put there, you see brighter or less, whatever you put it at, that's about how you're gonna set the night version for. So that's that. The day, you choose it through here. And we did see a speed warning, so I think you set that to whatever speed you want, as you guys can see. So if you don't want to go over 80, you just set that off and it'll give you a little warning, which I don't see why you want to do that. Here you come a software update, and you also have the version in case they need it, in case you need an update for that. So now, pretty simple. Let me go ahead and show you the different styles you got. And everything, all the settings are going to be exactly the same on every single style. So that's the first style. This is the second style. So now everything you're going to have is going to be on the main screen. So same thing, same process. And now let's go to this one. This is one of my favorite ones. I really love this one. As you guys see, very cool. Now, something interesting is that this right here follows the G gauge. So when you're doing turns, this thing kind of turns this way or tilts, depending on where you're turning and how is your G force, that thing is going to turn. At first, I thought it was like an error with the software or something, and they told me no, that's actually intended like that. I would prefer it to stay still, my personal opinion. But even when it moves, it looks pretty cool, because you're taking a turn and that thing kind of just moves that way. On the track, this is probably crucial because you're tilted and you want to be able to see it straight. But I just love this screen right here. I just love those gauges right there. Everything just looks perfect to me. So that's that style. And now we come to the final one, and it's gonna be that one. And that one's, it's another world right there, because here you have more gauges. As you guys can see, here you have your gas, here you have your temperatures, here you have your oil temperature, and here you're gonna have your battery. So more gauges, you get one on each corner, and you have a big RPM measurements, and you have your miles per hour right there. So pretty cool. And a lot of them, you do have the option of putting it full screen for the Apple CarPlay, but like I said, I'm not gonna do that on this particular video. At the end, I will show you how that looks like. And that's pretty much all, guys. That's all, pretty much every setting that this cluster has and what it has to offer. I'm super in love with it. I really like the graphics. The graphics just look amazing to me, and just be able to put your Apple CarPlay is very fantastic on its own. And let me go ahead and just change the style to this one. This one's my favorite. So very cool stuff going on here. Let's go. You see, so very cool stuff going on here, guys. Like I said, if I don't know, I didn't mention it as I was doing it, but the RPMs did change. The red line did change. So, but overall, guys, this looks very good. I know in camera it doesn't look as good as in person, guys, but I'm gonna tell you, this is a very HD quality, almost 4K cluster. It's just with your eyes, you see everything so perfect, every single detail. And also during the day, there's obviously going to be some glare, just not as much as you think. Now we'll show you some footage of me driving it during the day, so you are going to see more glare than what there actually is. But you know, you're gonna have to trust me on that one. But pretty much, guys, this is all for the cluster. I hope you're enjoying and liking the content that I've been making. And again, this is with Xstarlink. They went ahead and sponsored this video. I hope you liked and enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget that I do have an Instagram. and now been posting on TikTok. I'll leave it here, that way you can go follow and show support. But there's more things coming, guys. For the 6th gen, as you guys can see, I still have a lot of things to do. Maybe that's next. And for the 5th gen, a lot of things coming also. So hope you liked and enjoyed, and see you till next video.